Hi, my name is CJ, also known as Shural Jr., but I shortened into CJ. So, this is my first YouTube video and probably going to be my last, I don't know. Depends on how well this one goes. I am bored, if you haven't realized. Oh no, wait, I forgot to do my full introduction. Hi, I'm CJ, also known as Shural Jr., and I study at KCL, King's College of London, and I'm a first year currently in biomedical engineering. Okay, that was bad too. That was very bad, but you get the idea. So in this video, I have no idea what I want to talk about. So we're just gonna think real quick. What would be a great idea for a first video? I say my experience. That interests you, right? Yeah, I can see it interests you because that's probably going to be the title. So if you clicked on it, congratulations, you just know what I'm going to talk about before I even knew it myself. So, my experience at KCL. Overall, I would say it was 8.5 out of 10. Why is that? First of all, if you didn't know, we're in the middle of a Demi Lovato pandemic. Corona, hell yeah. So most of the school stuff was online. It was online, and it wasn't the best experience considering the fact that a lot of our labs were also online, meaning that we had to use simulations rather than the real stuff, which made things 10,000 times more difficult. And how is that even possible though? You just click on buttons. Let me tell you how it's possible. Because the simulations had some errors in them. Yep. Wrong code, I guess, for the website that messed us a lot. A lot. So I would say that was a bad part of it. But I'm also going to give a good part of online course is the fact that your schedule is mainly mounted around yourself in it. Like if you didn't want to wake up for a tutorial, then you could just watch the recording. And it was pretty easy, especially if people that had like other stuff on the side, which, well, I don't really know if that was even possible during the pandemic, but I'm not going to assume anything. So if you probably had like a job on the side, it was possible, flexible for you to like work around that. But then we're talking about my experience, so scratch that. First of all, I am somebody that loves to wake up, then go to a place. I did not have that. Here at KCL, well, especially here at Stamford Street apartment where I'm currently at, I had freedom, which is good and which is also very bad. Alright, why is freedom very bad? Because there is nobody around to tell you what to do and what not to do. Basically, you have to figure it out yourself. And I love not planning stuff. I love just straight to the point. First idea that comes to mind, execute it. That's what I love. But here, I had all the opportunities to do that, which messed me up hard. I couldn't find my rhythm. I really couldn't find my rhythm. Like, it was very hard for me to start working, which is very bad since you gotta work, it's university, it's not only parties, also working. So that's a bad thing that I really hated. Then a good thing that I really liked. Sorry, this video is very messy. Like I didn't plan this. I'm literally just taking my phone, which is very bad because it doesn't film well. I don't even know if the camera is focused on me, so stuck with me. One other thing that I really that I liked, okay, now we're on things I liked. Not much actually. Not much in the academics part. Apart from the fact that it was challenging, and it is good because I don't like things that bore me. As you can probably tell, like if you kind of bore me a little bit, snap finger, switch onto something else. Just the consumer mindset. But with biomedical engineering, it was always challenging. That I loved, that I really loved. So props to whoever gave me tons of coursework to do. Not looking at anybody specific, or like, and yeah, that was very challenging. So thanks for that, though. In all honesty, thanks for that. Mm, yeah, yeah. 2020 overall, like online was a mess. It was a mess. Having university online was a mess for me. But then college is not only about like courses and like school and like academics. It's also about the 4 days, right? And like student accommodation and like life in, especially like in the UK, how was that for me? Well, we were in a panoramic, so there weren't that many. There were no parties. There were no parties. We had dinners. We had dinners with friends, music, a little bit of uh, uh, not alcohol, a little bit of apple juice. The civilized parties, a little bit of music, like Mozart's and like the rest. So yeah, I'm lying. The student life was still very active, which I love because if I'm staying in accommodation all the way from a different country, I kind of expect, experiencing that a little bit, especially because we didn't have freshers. So my flat was small, like shout out to my 3 flatmates that I had for the year. I mean, consistent ones. Maxine, Clay, and Joe. And before they see it and see like, oh my gosh, Shara, why didn't you say my name first? I'm just saying I took your numbers on the doors and I just named them like that order, alphabetical order of the rooms. So that made my stay here very awesome. And I gotta say that if you're coming to the UK and you're wondering, right? You're wondering, am I going to enjoy being in accommodation? My guess is you will, especially if you talk to people. Now, I know it sounds dumb, right? It sounds dumb. I can probably tell you like, oh, but I'm a shy person. Doesn't really care, honey. People will come to you as long as you make that little step, to like just say hi back, or just like be like, oh, that's a cool shirt. I love your shirt. Like, what type of music do you listen to? Like, everybody has like knows no one. Like, we all are freshers. I mean, I'm just talking if you're going to university. Like, you don't know anybody, and they don't know anybody, so it's as awkward for you as it's for them. Make it easier on yourself. Like, if you mess up with somebody, you just don't talk to them anymore. You're probably not going to remember the name. They're not going to remember your name unless it's like some very major drama. But like if it's like a little bit of an awkward conversation, people won't remember it. Like, I can't imagine how many times I flopped when I met my flatmates. Like, I was like, alright, great, I'm the only black person in here, only black person I see for like the first 5 months. I didn't know any black other person, and I was like, I don't know what's the line of like other cultures, not really used to them. So so there were a lot of awkward exchanges, but at the end of the day, they're like one of the best friends I've met here. The life was good. Honestly, shout out to them. Shout out to them for making it such a success for me. But yeah, that was a very messy like overall experience. So I would just say academics challenging, loved it. A lot of mistakes during like lectures, during courseworks, during like tests too, even exams. Yikes! But it was very challenging, and stuff overall was very organized, especially for the conditions in which like we are. I mean, we're in a panoramic. So yeah, and then for the nightlife and like student accommodation, I'm a very out there person. Uh, in case you didn't realize, so like I really like talking to other people. Really, like talking to other people, especially my flatmates. And I actually met more people through my flatmates than by myself, which was also like very nice because I didn't have to do much. So like friends by association and stuff, and we became really cool friends. So remember, be nice to your flatmates. Try to have as less drama as possible. I know it's hard with like the kitchen. I always had a little bit of drama with my flatmates in the kitchen, but like we worked it out. Like you can find a way to work it out. And then remember, they're not your parents. You're not their parents. You're just randoms living together, and you're going to respect each other. That's how it works. But yeah, if you enjoyed that video, there are probably going to be no others, unless this one is like kind of nice, and if you leave a little comment as in like I like your video, even if it's one person, I'm probably going to do a second one for you. Have fun. See you next time. Peace.